Welcome back to the She Thrives Influential Women podcast. I am your host, Lori Murphy, and I am an empowerment coach for women, public speaker, and an award-winning published co-author and magazine columnist, which is something that I can now add to my resume, something I'm so excited about. If you haven't heard of the Rochester Women's Online Magazine, which is a link that I will put in the description of this podcast. You can catch monthly, starting in the month of February, my new column, which is going to be called The She Thrives. And in that article, or I will be talking about very similar topics that I talk to about on my podcast. But I get to write it out, and it's just exciting. I love to write. I'm really excited to have this new platform to be able to share my story and be able to influence women in a positive way. Um, but today's episode, I want to kind of dive into a topic that I personally am experiencing myself. I'm a woman in my 40s going through perimenopause, and the topic today is something that all women over 40 struggle with, and that is weight loss. But before I begin, let me tell you a little bit about who I am, the purpose of this podcast, and just touch on a couple of quick announcements, and then we will dive in. So, my journey started when I was about 29 years old, after I just celebrated my birthday, when I got arrested for a DWI. By the grace of God, I did not hurt anybody, but that began my journey in recovery from alcoholism. And in that journey, I learned a lot about who I truly was. And I went through this amazing journey of healing, personal growth and development, transformation. And it led me to my calling to help women along their journeys. Now, I don't necessarily say that a woman has to struggle in order to work with me as one-on-one as, my client. You could be already on your way through your journey, but you need that accountability, and you need to be able to have somebody guide you, cheer you on, celebrate your wins with, and to be able to give you insight and information to be able to be sure that you're accomplishing the goals that you want to achieve. So that is what I love to do. That is what I do. And the purpose behind this podcast is to build a community of influential women, a community of support, a community where we celebrate each other's wins, where we're showing each other, hey, I went through this and I made it out on the other side, and here I am, right? Here I am doing the thing. And if I can do it, so can you. And one of the things that I am going to be working on in the very near future is building an actual community of women. I want to, it's going to be on, I'm going to have a Facebook community. And in that community, we will celebrate each other's wins, be able to, ask each other for guidance and support in certain areas, to be uplifted when we, get knocked down and those setbacks happen. And I want to just offer a lot of love and support, monthly calls, one-on-one coaching, you name it, it's going to be there. That's in the future. So many things. This podcast is going to be more than just a podcast. It is going to be an entire community. And that's why I encourage you to please, please, please hit that subscribe button. Never miss another episode of this podcast. Be a part of the community. Be able to share this with your friends so that this message continues to get out across the world so that women all over the world can be a part of it. We could create this mission to be able to support each other and change the trajectory of our lives. And that is the mission. That is the purpose. That is the goal. That is why we're here. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Be sure to leave a review and download your favorite episodes. So now let's talk a little bit about today's topic and get into why I'm passionate about this topic today and why it's on my heart. So I am 42 years old, and I have shared this before in previous episodes where I was in this period of my life called perimenopause. You know, I can't even tell you the things that I experienced like recently. Now, I thought that I was kind of managing it, doing well, but the last few days, I'm having insomnia, disrupted sleep. I am itching when I lay down at night. Like all of a sudden, it's just like my eye will itch, and then my cheek will itch, and then my feet will itch. And it's just like weird things like that. Hot flashes, right? But the one thing that I have experienced is weight gain. Now, many of you know I had an incredible weight loss journey back in 2017. I started my journey when I quit smoking and decided to go back to the gym. And it really began the journey of a total transformation. I was over 280 pounds. And throughout the course of, I'd say, 3 years, it was quite the obstacle. I was able to lose 150 pounds. But since 2020, I've put about 25 to 30 of, pounds of that back on. Some of it, I take complete and total ownership over the lifestyle choices that I was making, food choices. This past year, especially, I was struggling with high cortisol levels and burnout and just not having the energy to get up early in the morning to work out. And I would say by the end of 2024, I was finding myself right back into this routine of getting up at the last minute, hopping in the shower, and rushing to get out the door because I was just tapped out. And I had to really look at why. And when I had the opportunity to sit back and reflect on that, I realized that my cortisol levels were shooting through the roof. High levels of stress between, personal life, full-time job. I can't even say that my business is stressful, right? Coaching is not stressful for me. Connecting with women on networking calls is not stressful for me. In fact, those are the things that help me the most, right? Being able to be of service, connecting with like-minded women to help me grow. So that's not the stressful part in my life. But when I'm trying to juggle other stress factors on top of all of that and to, within a year grow have the successes I had in my business, by the end of the year, I was completely tapped out. So I had to look at that and I had to look at why my cortisol levels were through the roof. And I decided to start making shifts and changes to get back to that healthy lifestyle that I love to have for myself. Um, you know, I set that goal to start getting back up in the morning, bright and early, giving myself time to exercise, meditate, pray, and then get ready for work and get out the door. So I started adding 15-minute increments. So, I was getting out of bed at this point at 6:15. So now I'm getting up at 6. Now I'm getting up at 5:45. Now I'm getting up at 5:30. Now I'm back to getting up at about 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:15. And, that gives me the time I need to do what I need to do. And I'm already feeling so much better as a result. But a big part of that, and this was the big key component, and this is the first step that I want to talk about with how you can get to that place of losing weight. If you're struggling with any of this, I have so much, love for you because I get it. And I want to be able to help you and guide you on what you can do to be able to reach the goals you want to reach, for your health and your wellness, maintaining those, perimenopause symptoms, being able to keep your metabolism going, to be able to lose weight that you want to be able to lose, right? So that you can be the healthy, thriving, happy person that, you aim to be in life. Um, but so I have this method that I'm putting together and I want to be able to share it with you because these are the steps that I took. especially back in 2017 when I was obese and couldn't walk up a flight of stairs without losing my breath, wheezing at night because, when I lay down in bed because I just smoked, probably six menthol cigarettes before I hit the pillow. And I had this love and self-acceptance for myself that this is where I'm at now, right? While I was going through that, you know, time of my life where I was overweight, making unhealthy lifestyle choices, having unhealthy stress coping mechanisms. Everything I would say to myself would be, well, this is where I'm at now, but it's not going to be permanent. And I accept and love my body the way it is. And I had to do a lot of self reflecting to be able to get to that place of just accepting that this is where I'm at now, knowing full on that I would eventually just get sick of it and would make the change, right? I'm like one of those people that has to be sick and tired of being sick and tired before I can actually make a change. And that's kind of where I got. But so that first step is self-acceptance, which is the foundation of lasting change. Um, Self-acceptance is not the same as being complacent. Complacency is when you want to lose weight, you want to make the changes, and you're just not doing anything to make those changes. You're not taking action, right? That's where we're complacent, that we're unsatisfied with our health. We're unsatisfied with the way we look. We are unsatisfied with everything going on around us. We have zero acceptance that, but we are not doing anything for it. We're not even getting ourselves up to go for a 10-minute walk around the block. We're just sitting on our couch with a, tub of cookie dough ice cream, binge watching Netflix. That's complacency. Self-acceptance is completely different because we're accepting that this is where we're at right now in this moment. And you may already be taking those action steps. You're not in a place where you're stuck. You just accept that this is where I'm at right now in this moment. I love me for who I am right now. I love me for where I'm at right now. I love my body for carrying me through the things that it's carried me through, the traumatic experiences, the pain, the loss, the grief, the wins, the joys, the happiness, everything that our bodies carry us through from the minute we're born up until this point. I love myself for it. I love my body and I embrace it, but I am going to start treating it better. So you might be replacing your 2 o'clock, um, you know, diet soda with a glass of water. You may decide that instead of watching another TikTok video, that you're going to get up and you're going to go for a walk around the block. And you're going to tell your body, I love you. I appreciate you. I accept you. And I'm going to do this for you. Negative self-talk and diet culture, these things sabotage your weight loss efforts. So, a part of the self-acceptance piece is challenging those negative self-talk moments. So, when you're starting to tell yourself that, oh, I'm fat, or I'm not worthy. I can't do this. I'm not good. Da, da, da. Like, I'll never get to that place where I want to be. I'm never going to get to that, weight that I want to be, right? You're telling yourself that you're not capable. Challenge those thoughts. So when you start to say, I can't, change I can't to I can. I can lose weight. When you start to say to yourself, I'm not worthy, say, I am worthy. Instead of saying things like, well, if I ever lose this weight, you're going to say, I will lose it. Will lose this weight. I can. I am. I will. Change those words. And even if you're not sure you believe it, keep doing it until you actually do, because you'll see that you will start making the shifts with the way you'll align your thoughts with your actions. And you'll start to see yourself actually making those changes. Diet culture sabotages the weight loss efforts because it's very restrictive and there's no lifestyle change. It's a quick fix. So you want to hop on the bandwagon with the latest diet that's out there, whatever it may be. And they're promising you that you are going to lose 20 pounds in a month or 50 pounds in a month. Follow my plan and you're going to get there. So you do it. You get to a point where it's like 20 pounds in a month. Woohoo, I did it. But what do you do after that month? You start to tell yourself, yeah, so now there's no follow-up. There's no accountability. The program's over. So you decide, that box of Oreo cookies is looking mighty good that's sitting in your pantry, right? Because you haven't had a cookie in 30 days. So you reach and you grab a cookie and you're like, oh my God, this tastes so damn good. Next thing you know, you're reaching for another one and another one. And this is where you're being sabotaged because you've deprived yourself for so long. Now now you're like, the floodgates are open and you're right back into it. I've done this before. I used to do all the fad diets back, I think I was probably about 30 years old and I was putting on all of this weight. I had gotten sober at 29 and I replaced alcohol with food. And, mostly desserts and baked goods and whatever else, I was stuffing my face with it. And so whatever way I could try to lose that weight fast, you know what I mean? Like any fad diet that was out there. And I remember I got to a point where I had lost like 40 pounds. And then I actually was having chronic cluster migraines. And I ended up getting admitted to the hospital. And there was nothing to eat on the hospital menu, but like, this surprises me because there was like nothing healthy, like nothing. Like it was like pizza and chicken tenders. So I ordered like pizza or something like that. And then that was just like, oh my God, this tastes so damn good. So now it's like I'm reaching for everything. Next thing you know, I'm back off to the races. I'm eating pies. I'm eating cookies. I'm eating whatever I want. And I put that weight back on and completely plummeted and failed at my goal to lose weight. And that was kind of how it was for me every time I did a diet. But when I came up to this point in 2017, I decided I wasn't going to lose weight. I was going to change my lifestyle. I wanted to manage my stress differently. I wanted to have a healthy way of managing stress. I wanted to be able to walk up a flight of stairs without losing my breath. I wanted to be able to be strong. I wanted to implement healthy lifestyle changes in small, sustainable shifts. And that was where I had the most success. I maintained that lifestyle very well up until maybe the last year or so because I had a high level of stress and kind of got wrapped back up into, I work in a dental office full time, and our patients are always bringing us goodies. And, we're a high volume practice. We don't really get lunch breaks. We're running around crazy. I'm starving. So there's a plate of cookies on the table, grabbing the cookie every time I went back, grabbing a cookie, maybe two. You know what I mean? By the time I get out of work, I'm so freaking hungry because I barely had a lunch break. So now I'm binge eating until I get dinner on a plate and sit down to have it, I'm binge eating and grabbing whatever I can. Snacking, I had a snack for the car ride home every day, and I'm snacking in the car. And then I get home and I'm in the pantry, I'm getting dinner cooked and I'm snacking, right? It was enough to open up my eyes to be like, this is not what I want to be doing. I don't want to be living like this. This isn't why changed my life so that I could revert and go backwards. And that's the thing, you got to give yourself grace in those moments because we all fall short. And you should be able to have a cookie and enjoy it because depriving yourself is never good. And that was the thing I never did throughout my journey was deprive myself. If I wanted to eat it, I ate it. If I wanted the brownie, I had a brownie. I just didn't have two or three. I just had the one. And it might have been maybe once a month rather than every day or once a week. Something to that nature. I just didn't deprive myself. If I wanted a slice of pizza, I had a slice of pizza and had no shame or guilt around it. Journal. Journal. This is another part of the self-acceptance piece is journal. What do I love and appreciate about my body today? Ask yourself that and journal about it. I love my legs, right? Journal about that. Say, I love my legs because I had a very strenuous day at work on my feet and it got me, my legs carried me through. I was able to walk from my couch to my car. Something like that. Affirmations. Say to yourself every morning when you wake up, you're getting ready for work and you're looking at the mirror, say, my body is worthy of love and care at every stage of my life. Keep saying those things. True transformation doesn't start with a meal plan. It starts with shrinking your mindset. When we approach weight loss from a place of self-criticism, it becomes punishment. When we approach it from self-love and self-acceptance, it becomes self-care. Your weight loss journey isn't about punishing you. You've done nothing wrong. When you love and accept yourself, you're doing it because you care about yourself. Step two is nourishment over restriction, which I just touched on. So ditching quick fixes and crash diets that backfire. Just talked about that, right? Focusing on protein, fiber, and healthy fats to balance your hormones. Increase your protein. If you're making a smoothie for breakfast in the morning, I recommend putting some protein powder. I got the organic vanilla protein powder. You know, there's no sugar added. Put 2 scoops in. And I've been making this delicious smoothie in the morning with spinach, banana, blueberries. I throw in some non-fat plain Greek yogurt, chia seeds, a little bit of turmeric, a little bit of ginger, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of nutmeg, a little bit of pepper to absorb the turmeric. And it's freaking delicious. But there are a ton of smoothies that you could do, but that's just an idea, and have snack on a hard-boiled egg in between that and, the smoothie and lunch if you need to. But make sure you're getting protein. You want to make sure that you are having for lunch, have, a salad with a piece of salmon. You can snack on nuts such as, pistachios or almonds or walnuts. But there are great superfoods like spinach, avocado. I include avocado into at least one meal a day at this point. You can have things like flaxseed, chia seeds, making sure that you're staying full. You want to also make sure you're getting your fiber. So, what types of fruits and vegetables are you eating that are loaded with fiber? I mean, there's apples, there's berries, raspberries are an excellent source of fiber. The 80-20 approach, which is consistency over perfection. So, initially, what I mean by this is stop aiming for that 100% perfection. If you're doing all of these things 80%, and then there's that 20% of you that, let yourself just live your life without stressing or shaming or anything like that. I mean, that's key. And I can certainly touch more on the 80-20 approach. Um, I'll create a workshop on it and let you know when I do it, right? Because I love workshops. And I will be doing a workshop on this. Um, the step three, which is strength and movement that feel good. Why muscle is your best friend after 40? During the stage of perimenopause, at this stage in our life, we will go through bone loss. We will go through muscle loss. So making sure that you're maintaining your strength through strength training exercises and being sure that you keep moving to maintain your bone and your muscle. We are at a greater risk, ladies, of um, osteoporosis at this point in our lives, right? So making sure that you stay, lift some little weights. You could be sitting at your desk at work, have a little set of 2 pounders. Okay. You could do that. Do One of the things I can surely assure you is that you do not need to be spending 2 hours at the gym in order to do this. You can do a 7 to 10 minute workout every morning that is high intensity in full body, and that will hit every single muscle that is necessary in your body. Your legs, your core, your arms, your back, everything will be taken care of. So you can do this in 7 to 10 minutes every day, but you also have to keep yourself moving. So it's not, I'm going to do a 7 to 10 minute workout first thing in the morning and then I'm going to sit around all day. No, get up and keep moving. Go for a walk at lunch. If you get your lunch break for an hour, take 30 minutes to go, walk around. But you got to keep yourself moving. You got to keep your strength because you don't want to run that risk of losing bone and losing muscle. Strength training versus cardio, finding the right balance. So you can do, so you have 7 days in the week. So every other day, switch it up, right? So you could focus one day on doing upper body strength, the next day, lower body strength, the next day, throwing in some yoga, the next day after that, do a, dance workout. You could pull up workouts right on YouTube, anything. There is dance workouts, there are walking workouts, there are Pilates, all the things. You can switch it up. You don't have to do the same thing every day because you do want to give your muscles some rest time. So after doing a day, 2 days of strength between upper and lower body, switch to doing something more gentle like yoga. That way you're still working your muscles and your movement, but you're also giving yourself a little bit of a break. Making movement part of your identity. I am somebody that moves daily. Say that to yourself. Sweeping the floors in your house, mopping your floors, cleaning your bathroom, any little house cleaning projects that you're working on. That's movement. Keep yourself moving throughout the day. Next, stress and sleep. The hidden factors of weight loss. Cortisol impact on belly fat and how to manage stress effectively is key, right? So when we are carrying a high level of cortisol, we tend to expand in the stomach area, that belly fat area. I feel that. Believe me, I totally feel that. So And a lot of that is inflammation, right? So, how can you manage this stress effectively? How do we manage those cortisol levels? And you can do grounding activities where there's tapping activities to make sure that you're grounded and centered to reduce your anxiety. Finding something in the room and focusing on the color of it, like the curtains in my living room are blue, for example. And just keep focusing on that, picking up a pen and focusing on the texture, things like that. Taste. Find something that you can, like an apple, and focus on the sweetness and the crunchiness of the apple as you're chewing it, right? So these are some things you can do for grounding, but guided meditation. There are thousands of guided grounding meditations or anxiety reducing guided meditations. You can find a guided meditation on anything you want on YouTube, just putting it in the search engine. So trying to take care of doing the meditations, journaling. Those are things that you can do to manage your cortisol levels and your stress. Prioritizing deep sleep for fat loss and recovery. So I have to say the last couple days have been a little bit of a struggle in this department for me, like I mentioned earlier. But typically, I'm in bed by 9 p.m., even on the weekends. Sometimes I'll stay up a little bit later on the weekends, but I try to stay on that sleep schedule. 9 o'clock bedtime, sleep by 9:30, and just having a nice solid sleep. And if you find that you're struggling with that, there are herbal teas you can drink for sleep. I drink one every night. There's chamomile tea, there's sleepy time tea. Those types of teas are excellent to help get you to calm down. Turn the lights down low in your home, around 8 o'clock when you want to start winding down the volume on the TV, start dimming the lights in the house. So it's not so chaotic and hectic, right? Things are quieter, things are calming down. That way it calms down the nervous system. And then if you need to take a supplement, I recommend taking something like melatonin. And put your phone away. Don't for 30 minutes before you go to bed, put your phone away. Because the blue light in your phone is sending signals to your brain that is reducing the melatonin and basically saying, hey, it's 9 a.m., not 9 p.m. And that gives you that break to be able to let that melatonin, the natural melatonin, kick in, right? Those are some things you can do for winding down at night. Step 5, small wins, sustainable shifts. So, setting realistic goals for yourself. So, if you're looking to lose weight, make it realistic. Understand that healthy weight loss is about 2 pounds a week. So, you have 4 weeks in a month, and you're losing 2 pounds, right? In a month, a week, that's 2, 4, 6, 8. So you're typically losing anywhere, we'll say around 8, maybe close to 10 pounds in 1 month. So be realistic about that, because sometimes you will lose a little bit more. If you're losing like 5 pounds a week, that's too rapid. I do not recommend that. But if you're doing like 2 to 3 pounds, that's healthy weight loss. You're doing great. Celebrate that. So if you get on the scale and you were 180 pounds on Monday, and then the following Monday, you are, 178, guess what? That's a win. Celebrate it. Celebrate it. Congratulate yourself, love yourself, because you are making progress and you will plateau in your journey. You can restart your system back off. Like I recommend cleansing, at least a few times a year. So if you find yourself plateauing in your journey, that's something you can do, but just be realistic and understand that losing 30 pounds in 30 days is unhealthy and it's not good for your body, do not do that to yourself. Creating anchor habits, one small change at a time. So when I started my journey in 2017, I quit smoking and I wanted to have a healthy outlet that will help me stay away from smoking. So I got a $10 gym membership over at Planet Fitness. And I just would just go and get on the treadmill for about a half an hour just to move, right? That was my stress relief in that situation. So when I got myself going with that, I ideally was just like, if I lose 10 pounds, I lose 10 pounds. Like I was just kind of like being realistic about it. I lost 10 pounds and now I'm going to moving over to the elliptical and now moving over to the strength equipment. And in the process of my diet, um, instead of drinking 20-ounce cups of diet soda, I switched to water and seltzer and started to wean soda out of my system. Instead of having, if I had a sweet tooth, if instead of having brownies for a dessert at lunchtime, I'd have some berries, right? So, and I did this gradually and started to slowly but surely wean out the garbage and welcome in the nutrients and the healthy foods, eliminating processed foods and bringing in whole foods. I did this, over the course of time so that I didn't send my body through a shock, right? And then I didn't fail as a result. And if I wanted it, like I said, if I wanted a brownie, I did not shame myself for having it. Community and accountability, finding support in the journey. So that is why I want to create the She Thrives Influential Women community and doing this as like a Facebook group, right? So if you are on a weight loss journey, you can hop in the group and be like, I lost another 2 pounds this week. And then we can all cheer you on and celebrate you, right? Myself as a coach, I can help with the accountability piece, one-on-one time together, where we can help set those goals and be able to make the shifts, accordingly. And I can tell you how I did it and encourage you to continue. If you join, they have gyms like Orange Theory. I have a friend that does Orange Theory. She's been doing it for the last couple of years. And one of the things she loves the most about it is the community and the support that she gets there. She's made some incredible friendships there. So getting around a community of people that are on the same journey as you that are going to celebrate your wins and encourage you and pick you up when you fall and, dance with you when you win. You know what I mean? Like that's what community is all about. And these are the steps for you to take to start you on your journey. Now, download this episode so that you can go back and listen to it because I threw a lot at you, right? I did. So, and grab a pen and paper. And you can also reach out to me. Find me on Facebook. And I would love it if you actually took the time to find me on Facebook, send me a friend request. And I would love it if you went onto your Facebook pages and put a post up about what your takeaway was from this episode. One takeaway and tag me in that post. I'd love to be able to hear what you took away from this episode, and I would love to be able to celebrate you and be able to support you. If you want to be able to schedule a call with me, go to my website, www.lauriemurphycoaching.com. There you can find free downloads. You can find, access to this podcast. You can schedule a discovery call with me so that we can chat. Reach out to me. Let's have a conversation. Let's see how I can support you in your journey to get you going, right? Sisters, weight loss after 40 is about chasing a number, or I'm sorry, I'm saying that wrong. It's not about chasing the number on the scale. Remember that. Weight loss is not about chasing a number on the scale. It's about reclaiming your strength, your health, your confidence. Start with the self-acceptance piece and making the small shifts and give yourself grace in the process. On Thursday, February 7th, I will be having a workshop, and it is called the Rise and Thrive Workshop. And we are going to be diving deep into embracing confidence. And I would love it if you join. This is a free workshop. I don't always run free workshops, so this is an excellent opportunity to be able to get high quality information, high quality value, to dive deeper into that place of being able to form that self-confidence, that self-acceptance that you need for your journey. I will also be posting the link in the description. Just go to the description, find all the links there for being able to connect and, join the workshops, all the things. I'll even be sure to put a just link to the Rochester Women's Magazine so that you can be able to access the monthly column, She Thrives. There's a lot of exciting things, but definitely, definitely join me for my workshop, 7 p.m. via Zoom, and that is Eastern Time. And that's called the Rise and Thrive Workshop. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really look forward to hearing from you, from connecting with you, and just being a part of your, community. And until next time, let go of fear and let your spirit shine.